Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with Yanzi Lynn, and today is the day we are talking a little bit of comic news, mainly a tweet from most known SJW, Mags. And it's an interesting thing. I don't know, like more and more, you're starting to see the real inside thinkings behind them working in comics. And with Mags here, they are basically wishing that they could just do whatever with mainstream characters. And it seems very apparent if you read the work, but very apparent that they had no interest in actually coming in and working on mainstream characters and honoring the legacy of that character or servicing the fans of that character. Of course, a lot of this has to do with Mags working with Snyder on Rebel Moon prequel book. We did another video where they were asking for money from the Snyder fans. Let's get into it.
So Max made this tweet a few days ago. Interestingly, she refers to Zack Snyder as ZS, or as some of you say ZS, instead of actually tagging the Snyder fam once more like they did. I'm not sure why she did that. But anyway, here she gives multiple points about what it's like working with Zack Snyder, about how she was personally selected, how every issue was approved, how she got an incredibly free hand in crafting a story, blah, blah, blah. Basically, she had free reign, in short. Now, why is that important? The important thing is here in this very specific tweet where she says, one of the most frustrating things I found about working at both DC and Marvel is how hemmed in I felt. I always want to break my toys and reassemble them, which is hard to pull off with super established IP. It's a big reason I never got traction there. So wait, whoa. You're blaming your lack of mainstream recognition on the fact that you are not allowed to take these characters and pull them apart and reassemble them? Is that basically what you're saying? You're like, how dare you control my ability to destroy your IPs and remake them in my own image?
Yeah, they kind of acted like the fact that these characters were established and had a baked in fan base, that was the problem that she couldn't make it in mainstream comics.
Well, Max continued on with the metaphor about how she used to love to take toys and break them apart and reassemble and build new toys. So, yeah, interesting metaphor, but let's not get too far into it. She continues, of course, to sing Zack's praises, saying, "Ooh, Zack let me run well. I did my best to respect that trust and make sure I was coloring at least in the spirit of the lines." So, see, even with Zack, she has to say, even though he gave me this opportunity to work on his IP, I still want to try, nudge a bit, see what I can break and rebuild in my own image. So this is a person where you basically cannot trust to give your IPs to, because guess what? It's always going to be about me. What can I do to make this IP reflect more about my ideas instead of what the creator wants?
Well, and this is a weird thing that we've seen a lot with a lot of SJW types working in Marvel and DC is like they mainly, I'm going to bring up Tom King. All of his Batman becomes kind of neutered by Catwoman, demasculated. There's a lot of mommy issues or women issues. And you wonder, like, well, where are these coming up and why is there a theme going across all the books, whether there's Adam Strange or Batman and stuff? And then you go, the common factor here is the writer. So is that something to do with film? And you start to see a lot of creatives start to push themselves onto these characters. And look, it's good to put yourself in your writing. It's good to put yourself in your artwork, whatever, but not when it's a commercial property that people don't buy Batman for Tom King. People buy Batman for Batman. Hell, they buy Batman for sometimes Joker, but they don't buy it for you personally. That's why Batman continuously sells.
So here's the part I really want to highlight to point out to you guys the fact that, yes, y'all were correct to say that you shouldn't give all these agenda-driven writers the time of the day. My dream has always been to give some D-list superhero to completely revamp and reconceptualize. Animal Man and Sandman style. Ooh, yeah, sure, you're totally a Neil Gaiman. To find what works and what doesn't and try and break it apart and rebuild it. And because this is new IP, I didn't have to break anything. I built it. Oh, okay, so this is what it all boils down to. See, my goal is to make something and rebuild it, and so I can reconceptualize it and say it's my idea. But because this is a whole brand new thing from Snyder, but see, it's not even really new. It's kind of like a rip-off of Star Wars in a way, isn't it? Wasn't he
Star Wars, Dune, basically any sci-fi you've seen from the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I don't know. Nothing looks new about it. I think I even saw a lightsaber in the damn.
Yeah, they had laser swords. Okay, no, The point here is that she is very adamant here. I didn't have to break anything. I built it. So this seems to be a mindset of a lot of these writers these days. It's not even about creating a good comic anymore. It's they want to get their ideas out there, preferably to Hollywood where all the money is. And then they can say, look at what I built. You know, it's kind of like that comic strip where it's like you hold a thing up and say, oh, I made it. It's like, no, you didn't, Maxie. Max, what you did was you were given an incredible opportunity here, as you mentioned, by Zack Snyder to partake in his IP and help build up the world. But still, you were like, I tried to stay in the spirit of the lines.
Right.
Even when someone gives you an opportunity to try and stretch your creative wings a bit, you still try and push the limits on that. This is exactly why you had trouble finding traction working at DC and Marvel. These are characters with sometimes 80, 90 years of history, established history, accepted laws. You know, people accept that Joe Chill killed Batman's parents. People accept that the Joker fell into a vat of acid. All these things are established laws that you don't try and change. And here you're saying, I want to break and reconceptualize it. Why? Does it make you a better writer to somehow change the way canon is? Because, see, the problem is that when people try and change this stuff, a lot of people just say, well, it's the new stuff. It won't stick. The old stuff is where it's at. It's kind of like the whole Dan Slott tweet talking about. You don't have to worry about what changes are being made to modern heroes because the original stuff always stick. So why are you trying to change it? I think it all boils down to ego to say, I did that. Look at what I did to Batman.
Honestly, one of the weird things for me looking at this is what I knew of Paul Levitt's working at DC Comics during that time. Paul's whole thing was to protect the characters, these legacy characters, from creators. You could borrow the toys, you could play with the toys, but you couldn't break the toys. They go right back in the box for somebody else to pick up and play with. And during his time at DC Comics, whether it was working on imprints like All-Star Batman, or All-Star Superman, All-Star line, Earth One, whatever, there were still certain principles that the characters had to operate up under. And it's weird when I see a creator who's been running around working at Marvel, DC, different places when they can, looking for work and gaining a lot of power in the Twitter comic community, actually just openly say, I just want to break these characters. It's not in the company's interest to hire you to break a character. And you can make a comic that sticks with the IP forever. Such a good example in modern times, recent times, is Batman's Wayne. That's not going away. That's always going to be there. DC can pulp the issues all they want. There are still copies out there. It still existed. It will plague the character from here into the end of Batman, Batman's Wayne was out there. So yes, you can. And I agree with Dan Slott. You can bust these characters forever. They are breakable. The characters are very much breakable. It's a matter of safeguarding these characters. It's definitely not new creators coming up. Is there somebody internally at DC Comics and Marvel Comics now fending off somebody like Mags? And if they do not like her pitch for breaking a character at DC Comics or Marvel Comics, are they phobic? You see, it gets really dangerous for you to even say, I don't like that idea. It breaks the character. What do you mean it breaks the character? Are you against me as a person? No. It's my character, and we have to safeguard the character sometimes from you. If you guys will hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. Let us know what you think about Mag's ideas here. Also, Axcend Level Up is up and funding. If you guys will, go check it out on 9livescomics.com. This is our creator-owned comic, not breaking established characters. It's kind of like Tron meets Spider-Man. If you guys will, I'll leave you guys with the trailer. Check it out. And the link is down below. And we'll catch you guys again with another video.
I dream of a world carefully crafted, beautifully flawed. This is Axcend. In this game of life, there is one thing that determines a victor. A player's ability to grow. A player's ability to evolve. A player's ability to survive. My name is Dog. Choose to play. Choose to upgrade. Choose to level up. Choose to Axcend.